Hare Krishna. Today our satsang, Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 15 and 16 shloka. Krishna is saying, regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in the acts of sacrifice. The next shloka. My dear Arjuna, one who do not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice, thus established by the Vedas, certainly leads a life full of sin. And living only for the satisfaction of the senses, such persons lives in vain. The dear devotees here, Lord Krishna saying, Yagna. Yagna means sacrifice. Sacrifice means giving something without any motive for the benefit of others is sacrifice. And because we are receiving everything from the demigods, so it is our duty to offer them instead our obligation and prayers and prescribed method of worships to them. So here the different types of sacrifices have been prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are manifested by Krishna. So all the karma fruits must be done for Krishna. If you do it, then with the mercy you will be free from reactions. Otherwise, reaction will be a bondage. And bondage itself is suffering. So Krishna is saying, one who do not follow the cycle of birth and sacrifice certainly leads a life full of sins. That is very important because karma has pity and sins. Karma has two effects, good or bad. So good is no problem, but bad is full of sorrowful reaction, miserable reaction. So nobody wants sorrow or misery. So this is the total content of the shloka. We must try to do something which has been prescribed by the Vedas for the upliftment of our life. Various methods of sacrifices has been mentioned in the Vedas for elevation in this life and also afterlife. And all weak sensual pleasures of heaven also can be attained by performance of these sacrifices. And all our desires can be fulfilled by the performance of yagna. So this yagna is very important. And among all the yagnas, Krishna says in the 11th, 10th chapter, I am the chanting of the name, japa, chanting of the mantras. So if you chant the Lord's name, that is the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then you will be doing the big sacrifice. And even we can say it is the highest sacrifice. Because other yagnas are also performed with so many ingredients, costly ingredients, milk, cow, ghee, etc. But the chanting of the Lord's name do not need any ingredients. It just need your tongue to repeat it. So it is costless and easy also. In the yagnas, the mantras has to be chanted very cautiously and according to the prescribed form in the Vedas. Otherwise, the mantras will not have effect. So dear devotees, in the chanting of the Lord's name is very simple, and you can chant anywhere. There are no rules, prescribed rules for chanting. It is conditionless. So Krishna has done it for devotees. The Anukampana. He is a very merciful. Special mercy is called Anukampa. So for showing special mercy for the Kali Yuga people, Krishna transferred himself into his Mahamantra, and it is the highest yagna. And persons who are following this yagna are the greatest performers of sacrifice. That is very important. That's why Srila Prabhupada ji, Honorable His Divine Grace, suggested this method for everyone. And no education, no spiritual knowledge is also required for chanting the Lord's name. It is like a medicine which will have effect even you have a knowledge of it or you don't have a knowledge of it. So if you chant it, Krishna will show mercy and all fruits of yagnas will be provided to you. And Krishna also saying, Lord is situated in the acts of sacrifice. Wherever a sacrifice is performed, Lord is pleased. So if Lord is pleased, we are pleased. If Lord is dissatisfied, we are dissatisfied. The only sign of the satisfaction of the Lord is our satisfaction. If we are satisfied with ourselves, if our mind rests in peace, and we are not having hankering, then definitely we are doing yagnas to the best of our capacities. And if we are agitative, displeased, without any peace, then we can presume that we are not doing yagnas. So the whole life, the whole karmas we perform are only for yagna. Yagna means satisfaction of Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu is satisfied, the whole universe is satisfied. So that is very important here. And one who do not perform sacrifice, what happens to him? Krishna is saying in the next shloka that he leads life full of sins. Because sin, there are so many sins. We perform it knowingly or unknowingly. So knowingly performed has greater effect. Unknowingly performed has also have effect. So how to overcome this? Many sins we don't know we are committing. Like that, somebody for his business purpose may say so many lies. That is a sin. But in business he has to do it. For gaining political power, leaders speak so many false statements, promises. That is a sin. But they have to do. So material nature's performance is full of sins. And these sins can be overcome by yagna, chanting of Lord's name Mahamantra. So live a life with full of yagna. Then you will be happy and pleased. And if you avoid it, then you have to suffer. Thank you and Hare Krishna.